Welcome back to the AI locker room, where we strip back the hype and look at the actual gears turning behind the future of the game. I'm Branston, and as always, I'm joined by the man who sees the world in data points, Ashley Barrett.
Great to be here, Guy. We're still feeling the buzz from our April 29th session, episode 30, but there was so much left on the cutting room floor that we had to come back for a deeper dive.
Absolutely. And before we kick off, a quick shout out to our partners at Sport AI Consultants. If you're looking to bridge the gap between elite performance and cutting edge tech, they're the ones making it happen.
Today we're tackling something that sounds like science fiction, but is already hitting the pitch. AI systems making real-time decisions on the field. Imagine a referee who never blinks, never misses a shirt pull, and bless them, never gets tired.
It's a wild concept, Ash. The idea of trading a referee's gut instinct for a cold algorithm is both brilliant and frankly a bit unsettling for an old-school defender like me. Where do we even begin to unpack this?
Let's start with a data-driven referee. We're seeing leagues pilot systems that track every limb movement to detect offsides and flag fouls in milliseconds. It's essentially a second pair of eyes, but these ones are powered by high-speed machine learning. Did you know that in some professional sports leagues, AI systems are now being used to make real-time decisions on the field? It's like having a referee who never blinks, never misses a call, and never gets tired. Today, we're diving into how artificial intelligence is transforming sports, from officiating to player health and even fan engagement.
That's such a wild concept, isn't it? I mean, the idea of a referee who's powered by algorithms instead of instincts, it's both exciting and a little unsettling. Where do we even start with this?
Let's start with the data-driven referee. This is one of the most talked about applications of AI in sports right now. Some leagues are piloting systems that track player positions, detect offsides, and even flag potential fouls in real time. It's like having a second pair of eyes on the field, except these eyes are powered by machine learning.
That sounds like a dream for anyone who's ever yelled at the TV over a bad call, but it also raises some big questions, doesn't it? Like, if the AI catches something the human ref misses, who has the final say? And more importantly, will fans trust the AI more than the human ref?
Exactly. Trust is a huge part of this conversation. Fans want to believe that the ref is making decisions based on what they see and feel in the moment. If you take that away, does it change the way we experience the game? And then there's the issue of transparency. If an AI system makes a call, how do you explain it to the players, the coaches, and the fans? It's not like you can just say, well, the algorithm said so.
Right, and let's not forget the human element. Referees aren't just there to enforce the rules, they're part of the game's narrative. They manage the tempo, they make judgment calls, and sometimes they even add a little drama. Can an AI really replicate all of that?
Probably not. And honestly, I'm not sure we'd want it to. But I do think there's a place for AI in officiating, as long as it's used as a tool rather than a replacement. Think of it as a second pair of eyes, not the only pair. And some leagues are already experimenting with this. They're using AI to flag ambiguous incidents for review, provide post-match audit logs, and improve overall consistency.
That sounds like a good balance. But like with any new technology, there's going to be a learning curve. The key is finding the right balance between human intuition and algorithmic precision.
Speaking of balance, let's move on to something that's all about keeping players in peak condition, performance and health monitoring.
Oh, this is a fascinating one. Wearables with biosensors are tracking everything from heart rate variability to muscle fatigue to hydration levels, and AI models are using that data to predict injury risks and optimize training loads. It's like having a personal trainer, a doctor, and a data scientist all rolled into one.
It's amazing, isn't it? Players are getting individualized recovery programs, coaches are spotting subtle biomechanical issues before they become injuries, and scouts are even using this data to identify hidden talent. It's like the ultimate cheat code for player development.
But there's a flip side to all this, isn't there? The idea of being constantly monitored, every heartbeat, every step, every drop of sweat, can feel a little invasive. Where do you draw the line between useful data and too much data?
That's a tough one. I think it comes down to consent and transparency. Players need to know exactly what data is being collected, who has access to it, and how it's being used. And they need to have the option to opt out if they're not comfortable.
Agreed. But even with consent, there's a psychological aspect to consider. If your smartwatch is telling you you're at 80% capacity, Does that mess with your confidence? Does it affect how you play?
That's a great point. Technology is supposed to enhance the human experience, not replace it. It's a tool, not a crutch.
Speaking of tools, let's talk about how AI is changing the way teams approach tactics and strategy.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting. Teams are running simulations to test game plans against hypothetical opponents, modeling fatigue curves, and even using reinforcement learning agents to explore new strategies. It's like playing chess, but with a football.
Or basketball, or cricket. The possibilities are endless. But here's the thing. If everyone's using the same AI tools, does that lead to homogenization? Do we lose the creativity and unpredictability that makes sports so exciting?
That's the risk, isn't it? The human edge, the gut instinct, the moment of brilliance that no algorithm could ever predict. That's what makes sports special, and we need to make sure we don't lose that in the pursuit of optimization.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, let's shift gears and talk about AI in broadcasting, real-time stat overlays, personalized highlight reels, multilingual commentary, the list goes on.
It's incredible, isn't it? AI is making sports more accessible and engaging than ever before, but there's also a danger of the narrative getting lost in all the noise. Can the human voice still steer the story when the AI is spitting out stats and anecdotes at lightning speed?
That's a great question. I think the best broadcast will find a way to blend the two using AI to enhance the storytelling, not replace it. Because at the end of the day, it's the human moments that stick with us.
Absolutely. All right. Before we wrap up, let's touch on one last topic: ethics and privacy. This is the boring but essential glue that keeps everything else from falling apart.
Couldn't agree more. Data ownership, consent, bias in AI models. These are all issues we need to address if we want to keep innovation trustworthy. Because if your data footprint is bigger than your boot print, who's cleaning up the trail?
Well said. And that's why governance frameworks are so important. They might not be the most exciting part of the conversation, but they're absolutely crucial.
All right, I think that's a good note to end on. Plenty to be excited about, with a few caveats to keep things human and fair.
Agreed. And before we go, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. You're the ones who make this podcast possible, and we couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting us and for being part of this journey. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay curious, stay sporty, and may your passes be precise and your data be clean.
It's a lot to take in, isn't it? We want the game to be fair, but we don't want to lose the soul of the sport in a sea of binary code. It's a fine line to walk, and I suspect we'll be debating this one for seasons to come.
Exactly. Whether you love the precision or miss the drama of a human error, the tech isn't slowing down. A huge thanks to Sport AI Consultants for sponsoring today's episode and helping us navigate these digital waters.
If you enjoyed this deep dive back into the themes of episode 30, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. We want to hear your take. Would you trust an AI ref with a last-minute cup final penalty?
Join the conversation on our socials, and we'll catch you next time in the locker room.
Cheers for listening. See you at the next kickoff.